MLB playoffs are here. Let's preview the wild card round for everybody. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. First off, for a preview, congratulations to all the teams that have made the postseason. And it's going to be some good baseball. There's no baseball games today, so the teams get to kind of reset. Everything starts tomorrow. Game one of every wild card round starts tomorrow. Okay, and I'm going to preview this, and I want to thank Brian and Christian from Bronx Talks for coming on last night, and Ken from The Ugly Truth as well for coming on last night. We previewed the Yankee playoffs against the Red Sox, and what our takes on what the 26-man roster should be. And so, if you haven't taken a look at that, please do. If you happen to be a Yankee fan or just a baseball fan, make sure you do two things if you haven't done that yet. Please subscribe to the channel, and please hit the like button if you enjoy the content enough to keep coming back. Okay? And if you do, turn on your notifications. That way you'll never miss anything. And I thank you so much for it. It really means the world. It's a tremendous blessing. Now, let's get right into this. Okay? And by the way, some epic collapses happened. And this is baseball, right? This is baseball. And we'll get into this as well. And again, I'm not going to pour, gasoline on the fire for the Mets, but that's when they suffered one of the bigger collapses in a long time. And to not to poke the bear even further, but Pete Alonso announced last night he's opting out of his contract and going to be free agent. The timing of it I found is peculiar. I mean, had he drawn it out, it would have increased the Mets' chances of bringing him back, but I think he's going to be moving on to another team. So, and he'll get paid. He was a good player this year. He put in some serious numbers, and he will get paid. And some team will be happy they got him. But that's all to say about that. Okay, Yankees are in. Now the Mets have to readjust and see what they're going to do for next year. Now, let's get into this. First round, we've got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers, yes. Dodgers are a division winner. But remember, out of the three division winners, the third best division winner plays in the wild card round. The other two teams, 1 and 2, which are the Phillies and the Brewers, get a bye into the next round. So that's the benefit of being number 1, number 2 seeds. Dodgers are not that. So, but again, the Dodgers have a healthier rotation. Their bullpen is kind of in shambles, but they've added Roki Sasaki to it, which can draw another dynamic in there. And then Clayton Kershaw, according to reporting, is not going to be in the postseason roster. So because he pitched yesterday, he won't be in the wild card roster, I should say. Maybe he'll be in the division roster if they get that far. My guess is they will. The Dodgers have a home field advantage against the Reds. Tito Francona's done a fantastic job with this team this year. But I do think it will go 3 games. This is a best-of-3 series with the pitching. And keep the Dodgers have got Yamamoto. They've got Blake Snell. They've got a lot of guys there. A lot of guys they could throw out there against the Reds. And I think they're going to do it. It's going to be all hands on deck at this point. Okay? But at the end of the day, I see the Dodgers winning this series and getting to the divisional rounds. Where I think the biggest test is going to be is the next round, because they would have to face the Phillies. And the Phillies, I'm not sure anybody's going to get past them. I'm really not sure. They look very formidable. So this is going to be an interesting one. Would I be surprised if Cincinnati upset the Dodgers? No, I would not, because that's the Tito Francona effect. He's very good manager. He's very good at developing players. And the Reds have been playing some good baseball recently and capitalizing on opportunities, right? And anything can happen in the playoffs. Everybody starts with a 0-0 record. But in this particular situation, I'm going to go with the Dodgers. Next up, you have the San Diego Padres versus the Chicago Cubs. Cubs are taken over by Craig Counsell. They also acquired Kyle Tucker. So they're a pretty formidable team. Tucker will be a free agent at the end of the season. San Diego is always loaded. They also added Mason Miller to the fold, as well as a couple Ryan O'Hearn from the Padres and from the Baltimore Orioles, and a couple other players as well. And they're always adding pitchers. They have also suffered some injuries recently, too, with Michael King and some of the other folks. But they've got King, they've got Pivetta, they've got Yu Darvish. They have enough depth in the rotation to credibly go up against Shota Imanaga and the rest of the Cubs. I also think the series is going to go 3 games. All these series, I have a feeling, are going to go 3 games. because of the teams that are playing in these things. Now, would I be surprised if the Cubs won the series? I would not. But I have a feeling the Padres are going to get past this. So I'm giving this one to the San Diego Padres. They will be facing the Milwaukee Brewers in the division round. That'll be a tough test too. The Milwaukee Brewers are the best record in baseball. They've had just a very good team this year. Freddie Peralta, the Rays, he pitched yesterday, so obviously he won't pitch. Well, they have the bye in the division round, so he'll be fresh. They can restart their. Any team that has a bye that bypasses the wild card round can reset everything, right? So the Phillies have that benefit. The Brewers have that benefit. The Blue Jays have that benefit, as well as the Mariners. They all have the benefit of kind of resetting things. But there are also some injuries. But I don't know if Bo Bichette's going to be back. We don't know, right? The Phillies have lost Zach Wheeler. The Cubs, we don't know what's going to happen to the Dodgers. We don't know. A lot of injuries across the board. So Cleveland Guardians have had some injuries. The Detroit Tigers had some injuries. But speaking of the Tigers, let's move over to the American League now. Preview those two brackets. The Detroit Tigers are going to be facing the Cleveland Guardians, who overtook them in the division. The Tigers had a 15-game lead about a month and a half ago, right around there. And the Guardians came back and they won the division. Unbelievable play by the Guardians. Remember, the Yankees had to beat the Guardians last year to get to the World Series. So they're always in contention. They're a well-run team, well-managed team, well-played team. This is a team that takes advantage of his opportunities, doesn't strike out a lot, gets on base, plays a lot of small ball, plays a lot of medium ball too. It takes advantage of home run opportunities when they get them. But all in all, they're just a well-balanced team. I also think this is going to go 3 games. And I do think there'll be a little bit of momentum shift for the Tigers too. I could see Jack Flaherty pitching well, and you're going to have to face Tarek Skubal. Right, and you've got Gleyber Torres. They've got a bunch of these other players. At the end of the day, I think the momentum here is going to shift, and I think the Tigers are going to be my upset team to win that series against the Cleveland Guardians, and they will face the Seattle Mariners in the divisional round. Okay, and last up for the wild card round, at the Boston Red Sox are in the Bronx to face the New York Yankees, who have home field advantage. This is another one. The Yankees are playing some of their best baseball right now. And they've made adjustments at the trade deadline to put them in a position to have blueprints to beat teams like the Red Sox and the rest of the teams. Now they have more speed. They have better base run. They have better infield defense. They addressed a lot of these annoying issues that plagued them for a long time. But nevertheless, we're still going to have to face Garrett Crochet, probably Brian Bell, and probably Lucas Giolito. But again, remember, the Red Sox were beating up on the Yankees, and the Blue Jays were beating up on the Yankees when the Yankees weren't playing well. After the deadline, that didn't happen anymore. Adding Jose Caballero, Ahmed Rosario, Ryan McMahon, Camilo Doval, Jake Berg, relievers, David Bednar, right? They added a lot of personnel to this team, which kind of changed Austin Slater, changed the dynamic of this team, and gave them the newfound energy. So I think this series also is going to go 3 games. But at the end of the day, I think the Yankees are going to pull this off. Now, would I be surprised if the other team that I predicted against wins these rounds? No, I would not, because anything can happen in the best of 3 series. You've got to win the first game, right, to get ahead. And after that, you only have 1 win to go. So the Yankees going to be putting forth Max Fried and Carlos Rodon probably in game 1 and 2. And probably Cam Schlittler game 3. But as I mentioned, even talking to Ken from MLB Truth, I wouldn't, against the Red Sox, I wouldn't hesitate to start Ryan Yarbrough, right? He's had success starting for the Yankees, particularly against the Red Sox. And then bringing in somebody like Cam Schlittler out of the bullpen, right? What happened the other way around a couple weeks ago, Cam Schlittler pitched against the Blue Jays. He got hit hard, right? And then they brought in Ryan Yarbrough. They went from 102 miles an hour down to 88. The hitters were able to adjust like that. Imagine starting Yarbrough at 88 and bringing in Schlittler later on at 100, 102. That's a much more difficult task to adapt to teams. I don't know if they're going to consider it, but at the very least, I would. But if they go with Hill, I mean, if they go with Schlittler, then they go with Schlittler. I'm okay with that too. They've got Paul Blackburn. They've got other folks in long relief as well. They can be fine. And Cam Schlittler just drew 7 innings of shut up ball the other day, so he's on it right now, Cam Schlittler. But this is a tough team, the Red Sox. And one of the main reasons I'm predicting the Yankees over the Red Sox is because the Red Sox are very likely going to be without the services of Roman Anthony. One of their young, dynamic players. Probably their best young player, best young prospect. Had they had Roman Anthony, I might have leaned towards the Red Sox in this series. But I'm giving the Yankees the edge. And I think they're well positioned to take advantage of this. Take advantage of this opportunity, which they weren't before the deadline. I think they are now. So to sum it up, gang, the Dodgers, I think, are going to win the series against the Reds. Okay, the Padres, I think, are going to win the series against the Cubs. Right? The Tigers, I think, are going to win the series against the Guardians. And the Yankees, I think, are going to win the series against the Red Sox. Okay, and then if the Yankees win that, they will face the Toronto Blue Jays. So the Yankees have their American League East foes in the first 2 rounds. Teams that beat up on them all year before the trade deadline. After the deadline, things shifted. The Yankees won both series against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays before this final homestand. Right? So it's something I would keep in mind. Yankees have a different plan of attack now. And those are my takes. I'm going to recap after this round. We'll recap the picks for the next round as well, once we figure out who gets there. Right? And I'm very much looking forward. I hope to have Bronx Talks on again, Ryan Christian and Ken from Early Truth, so we could roundtable this thing again in the next round and see where everybody stands. That was a lot of fun last night. And I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Hit the like button if you have. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy this off day. Let's go, Yankees.